Hey guys, did you ever think about gliding in the Alps? So just feel free to join me on an awesome ride here from my home airfield in Unterwössen, Bavaria. I'm Andrea and I would like to show you some of the most scenic areas here in Germany and Austria. So get on board and discover some of the most beautiful mountains, tight valleys and endless fields of ice out of my perspective. Okay guys, let's get started. My name is Andrea, let's dive right in. Just have a look at this beautiful place. This original village with its rural houses. Nestled in the Achental Valley of Bavaria, Unterwössen is a charming alpine village with around 3,500 residents. Surrounded by rolling hills and towering peaks, it has long been a gateway to outdoor adventure and most of all a historic home of gliding. In fact, this region has been a center for soaring since the early days of the sport, and today its airfield is one of Germany's most renowned locations for sailplane flying. Many people just come along, have a good time having a lunch break or watch the scenery. Others are in training here at the German Alpine Gliding School in Unterwössen. This airfield, home to the oldest gliding school in the Alps, offers great advantages. Every day when the weather is suitable for flying, you can test your skills with a flight instructor or familiarize yourself with the area. If you take part in a cross-country flying course, you can safely explore the Alps, either in a two-seater, in your own aircraft as part of a group, or by chartering a single-seater aircraft. Take a look at the fleet of aircraft you can charter from DASSU. There is no comparable service in the area. These are just a few options you can choose from. You can rest assured, you are not alone. In the event of an off-field landing, someone will come to pick you up. The two large floating buildings at DASSU are reminiscent for the beautiful clouds that we glider pilots love. In fact, the spirit of our sport is reflected in many details. The office, training rooms and facilities for flight preparation are also located here. The site also has a workshop and a fuel station. Take a look around the flight school's website. I'll put the link in the description. Now look at this. This one's my beautiful club, the FSGU, which means as much as Flight Sports Group Unterwössen. And finally my glider, it's a DG303 and I call her Sky. Yeah, but now let's get started. After all, I want to show you around a little bit. So you can see a bit more from the film again. I'll make the logos disappear first. Let's get started with the aero tow. It's a good opportunity to take another quick look at the place. And of course, I have to gush a little because I think it's so beautiful here. Since the airfield was founded in 1954, thousands of aspiring glider pilots have taken their first training flights here, drawn by the unique Chiemsee winds that create exceptional soaring conditions, allowing students to stay aloft for hours along the ridge above the airfield, all while taking in this unforgettable panorama. Turning south, the Achental Valley opens up ahead, revealing the quaint village of Schleching, known for its traditional Bavarian charm and untouched alpine meadows. Beyond, the mighty Wilder Kaiser range dominates the horizon. Its rugged limestone peaks soaring over 2,300 meters, a dramatic landmark that draws climbers, hikers and nature lovers from all over Europe. And in the distance, the snow-capped giants of the main alpine ridge already come into view. I really love this scenario every time shortly after takeoff. Okay guys, but before we reach our exit point, let's take a short break so I can show you the area on the map that we'll be exploring today. Just focus briefly on the Alps. Now let's zoom in on our starting point at Unterwössen on the northern edge of the Alps and about 7 miles south of Lake Chiemsee. So here is Unterwössen with the airfield right next to it. And finally, the flying area that we cover in today's video. From Unterwössen we set off towards Stadelhorn along the Steinernes Meer to the Hochkönig mountain. Then we fly on to the Dachstein mountains, down to Bad Gastein, along the border with Kärnten to the Grossglockner. Before we proceed, let's take a short detour to Zell am See. In my opinion, it's the center of our playground and the real gem of the Alps. From here, we fly along the Chiemgau Valley, over the Gerlos Pass to the Hintertux Glacier region. On another day, we cross the Inn Valley, glide past the famous Tegernsee Lake towards the Karwendel Mountains, all the way to Aachensee Lake. Our return journey takes us past the small town of Kufstein on the Wilder Kaiser mountain range. Finally, I'll take you on a 45-mile final glide from the Kitzsteinhorn with a detour via Lake Chiemsee to Unterwössen. So stay tuned guys, it's going to be a great experience. Just 8 minutes after takeoff, we reach our destination, the Hörndelwand, from where we can either fly south over the Steinplatte and to the Loferer Steinberge mountains, or east to the Stadelhorn in the direction of the Steinernes Meer. Just look at this breathtaking backdrop. Under good conditions, we reach this point about 30 minutes after detaching from the tow plane. And by the way, my friend is flying to my left, blocking the view of the famous Watzmann mountain. Ahead lies the vast Steinernes Meer, a dramatic high karst plateau stretching over 15 kilometers from east to west. Its highest peak, the Hochkönig, towers at 2,941 meters, while the striking Schönfeldspitze, often called the Matterhorn of the Berchtesgadener Alps, adds a distinctive silhouette. Perched on the edge of the plateau, the historic Riemann House mountain hut offers one of the most spectacular vantage points in the region. Below, by the way, is the Riemann House with its 3 floors. This will give you a sense of the proportions. Glider pilots like to call this stretch along the Steinernes Meer the Kalkautobahn, the limestone highway. The name comes from the striking limestone plateau below and from the fact that soaring conditions here often allow long straight runs with steady lift, letting pilots cover ground quickly while hardly turning at all. We have now reached the Hochkönig mountain. Depending on weather conditions, There can be significant sink effects here, so it's the best to fly over the ridge, not like I did here. Did you notice the summit hut? While I wait for my friend to close up, I can play around a little. We have gained enough altitude, we set off on the next valley crossing towards the east. Flying in a formation above the Salzach River, we pass south of the rugged Tennengebirge, a limestone massif known for its vast cave systems, including the famous Eisriesenwelt, the largest ice cave in the world. Ahead of us rises the Dachstein, reaching 2,995 meters. Its glaciers and sheer rock faces make it one of Austria's most iconic mountains, a landmark visible from far across the region. High above the Dachstein, this massif is renowned for its dramatic south face, plunging nearly 1,000 meters, and for its glaciers that once shaped much of the region. A modern cable car now carries visitors up to the plateau, where the views open wide to the south across rolling alpine foothills and deep into the heart of the Austrian Alps. Circling above the Dachstein Valley feels like an invitation to dive deeper into the towering Central Alps. In this powerful thermal, the glider shoots upward like a buoy rising to the surface, lifting me high above the border between Salzburg and Kärnten, which I will reach in a few minutes. Just below lies the Tauern rail tunnel, with its car shuttle station, a vital gateway that links north and south beneath these massive mountains. On approach to the Grossglockner from the east, the view opens north across the Alps. Below lies Zell am See, with the vast limestone plateau of the Steinernes Meer stretching beyond. From this altitude of around 3,500 meters, the horizon seems endless, and on a clear day, even Lake Chiemsee can be seen shimmering far in the distance. Every time I reach the Grossglockner Massif, I'm absolutely overwhelmed by the beauty of nature. But just a few minutes later... Oh wow! Just a few minutes later, the impressions become even more intense. Immersing myself in this rugged world of ice and rock feels almost surreal. I fly as if in slow motion and let the impressions sink in. The huge reservoirs below me paint a bold contrast to the harmony of colors in this beautiful picture. As we fly past the Kitzsteinhorn, we wave to the skiers beside us and watch the hustle and bustle on the ski slopes below us for a while longer from above. In summer, tourists have the opportunity to play golf in the Green Valley after skiing and then refresh themselves with a swim in a lake. You can see the golf course in the next section from above. Alright guys, do you like my video so far? If so, I would appreciate a like and a subscription. Feel free to leave me your comments. I would be interested to know which region you like best and whether I should make more videos in English in the future. We are now circling above the Schmittenhöhe, a famous mountain peak overlooking Zell am See, one of Austria's best known alpine resorts. This region is a year-round destination, attracting visitors for skiing in winter, hiking and biking in summer, and for the crystal clear waters of Lake Zell below. From here, the main alpine ridge is just a short glide away, with Austria's highest mountain, the Grossglockner, rising to 3,798 meters and dominating the skyline. Few places combine such easy access to the high Alps with the charm of a lakeside town. Below us stretches the Chiemgau, a broad alpine valley in Salzburg that runs almost 80 kilometers from west to east. Bordered by the limestone ranges to the north and the towering Hohe Tauern to the south, it's a region where traditional alpine culture meets world-famous tourism around Zell am See and Kaprun. Here below us is Krimmel, a village at the foot of the Krimmel waterfalls. It's pretty much the westernmost point before the road climbs up to the Gerlos Pass. Here is a short clip from the waterfalls from a hiking trip. They're pretty much impressive, aren't they? Crossing the Gerlos Pass, we leave the Chiemgau behind and head towards Mayerhofen and the Hintertux Glacier in the Zillertal. Below lies the Durlasboden Reservoir, a high alpine lake at 1,400 meters, created by a dam that also provides hydropower for the region. The Zillertal itself stretches deep into the Tiroler Alps, famous for its glaciers, ski areas and soaring peaks above 3,000 meters. Down below lies the Schlegeis Reservoir, set at nearly 1,800 meters in the Upper Zillertal. Surrounded by towering peaks of the Zillertal Alps, it's not only an important source of hydropower, but also a popular hiking destination. Just above the lake, a suspension bridge has become a famous Instagram hotspot, a place my friend and I once explored on foot, with unforgettable views across this alpine landscape. Directly in front of us now lies the Hintertux Glacier region with its famous ski resorts. We are currently crossing the Inn Valley north of the Wilder Kaiser, which requires us to start at a high altitude due to its width. Here I'm roughly above the border between Germany and Austria, with a view stretching far into the Inn Valley until the river disappears behind the mountains behind Kufstein in the direction of Innsbruck. Not much later, we reached the mountains south of the famous Lake Tegernsee, which is a popular destination for many Munich nature lovers, hikers and especially paragliders. Looking north from here, I can already see Munich clearly. Unfortunately, it's not clearly visible in the video. Ahead lies the Sylvenstein Reservoir. For many hiking enthusiasts traveling from Munich, this is the gateway to the Karwendel Mountains and a great destination for a day trip by car. Just enjoy the pictures for a moment. In the background is the Zugspitze, Germany's highest mountain. On the right side of the picture you can see the transition to the flatlands. Well, immersing yourself in the heart of the Karwendel Mountains is also very impressive, isn't it? But then, Lake Aachensee. I think it's the absolute highlight of this flight. Its dark turquoise color, nestled between steep mountain ridges, dominates my perception. What do you think? What is your favorite region, your favorite mountain? Just feel free to leave a comment. As we circle above the Rofan Mountains, we have a magnificent view of the Inn Valley, the intersection to the Zillertal Valley, and of course, Lake Aachensee again. I'm truly addicted to gliding. On the way back to Unterwössen, we fly along the Inn Valley and enjoy the view. The Wilder Kaiser serves as our point of orientation. Kufstein now lies beautifully below us before we cross the Inn Valley again. The historic town on the river Inn, right at the border between Tyrol and Bavaria. With around 20,000 residents, it is best known for its medieval fortress towering above the old town, a landmark that has guarded this alpine gateway for centuries. Today, Kufstein is both a cultural center and a vibrant link between Austria and Germany. From here, we glide back to Unterwössen along the Zahmer Kaiser, completely relaxed. The Walchsee and the entire valley with its beautiful golf courses overlooking the Kaiser, the luxurious hotels and the regional cuisine are not only beautiful to look at from the air. Now comes my add-on, a final approach from the Kitzsteinhorn with a short detour via Lake Chiemsee back to Unterwössen. But first let me say a few words real quick about this beautiful scenario here. What we can see in front of us is the Chiemgau, the valley right in front of my cockpit. On the right side you can see Zell am See again. And in the background is the Steinernes Meer on the right side. On the left side, there's the Wilder Kaiser, which I have mentioned in the last region. Let me take advantage of this beautiful view to say a few words about the flying area. A large part of our playground now lies in front of us. A part that I haven't mentioned at all in this video. We have mainly flown around the rim, but there are so many beautiful spots to explore here. All of these are flights that you can easily reach from Unterwössen, even if you're not a pro, just like me. So get in touch with DASSU, the German Alpine Gliding School in Unterwössen, and ask about the conditions. Or bring your own plane and explore the area yourself. Guest pilots are always welcome. Take a look at WeGlide to see what great flights our top pilots have flown from here. Unterwössen is the perfect place to start alpine gliding in every respect. I'm currently just above Saalbach and Hinterglemm, the two towns in the beautiful ski resort, or rather where the coolest downhill trails are in summer. The St. Johann airfield can be seen in the background. What a beautiful view of the Loferer Mountains on the left and the Leoganger Steinberge Mountains on the right. Below you can see the village of Hochfilzen. Right in front of me I can see the striking rock formation of the Steinplatte. For us it's one of the most important thermal spots and a popular destination for excursions. There is a lot on offer for families here. There is a Jurassic Park and a free floating viewing platform. As you can see, the children are having a lot of fun here and the view is fantastic. Of course, it's nothing compared to what we can enjoy from the cockpit. In a video from another day, you can see the area in more detail from the outside. I feel quite comfortable with my current altitude. That's why I glide completely relaxed towards Unterwössen. Many pilots fly an extra lap over Lake Chiemsee because of this confident situation. It's always a great way to end a beautiful flight. So I'll just fly over Unterwössen again and make my detour to Lake Chiemsee. What the heck? To reach the lake, we fly over the northern edge of the Alps. The highway runs right alongside the lake and then I glide over the dark blue water. Lake Chiemsee is often called the Bavarian Sea. Covering more than 80 square kilometers, it's the largest lake in Bavaria. In the middle lies Herreninsel, home to King Ludwig II's palace of Herrenchiemsee, modeled after Versailles and built in the late 19th century. Nearby are the Fraueninsel with its historic monastery and the smaller uninhabited Krautinsel, completing the trio of islands that give its lake its unique character. Here in the right turn you have a good view to the three islands, the Herreninsel again, the Krautinsel and the island of Frauenchiemsee. What a wonderful ending to our film. Now we're just flying home and enjoying the beautiful landscape as we pass by. I really hope that I've given you a good insight into our very diverse flying area that you've been inspired to fly here from Unterwössen in Bavaria. It couldn't be more beautiful, could it? We are now in the final stages before we emerge from the pale blue sea of air and dive into the lush green of the summer meadows, where we will chat with friends about the day. By the way, this is the slope I mentioned at the beginning of the video. Before I land, I enjoy the slight updrafts above the airfield. Here I glide back into the Aachental Valley and consider how I can play around a little more to reduce the remaining altitude. I guess a few steep turns over Schleching will do the job, don't you think? Alright, for those of you who don't know this yet, from here on, as always and without any further cuts, my landing. This is how I end all my videos. I really hope you enjoyed my video and that it gave you some inspiration. I would be very happy if you subscribe to my channel and like the video. I hope to see you soon at the airfield in Unterwössen. Yours, Andrea.